The settlement, certainly the substance of the lawsuits brought are all public record. Not the settlement in Eduardo's case. I think there's certainly every attempt was made. I mean, I have an enormous amount of empathy for the situation that became, the sort of dramatic underpinnings of this movie. I don't think, it was never an attempt to be a character assassin. I think, we're talking about what happened between one-time friends and 19-year-olds, and you're talking about something that is probably fairly unimaginable to most of us in this room, the notion of having something that you talked about in your dorm room be worth $25 billion. So I don't know. There are a lot of conversations that I'm sure happened that have been distilled and crystallized and may have been crushed and rearranged in order to take something that took place over 5 years and make it happen over 2 hours. But I don't think it would be responsible for either of us to enter into an endeavor that was simply, a multi-million-dollar, hatchet job. I think that we all felt that the specifics of what we were talking about were probably debatable in terms of the perspective of each of the people involved, but that the overall archetypal, mythological underpinnings of the story were, something that I think that we got to a kind of truth about a place and a time and a group of people, and specifically the group of people whose names we used. And I think that I hope it's fair. The intention was to be fair. And, we didn't go out of our way to make sure that any of the, I didn't want the actors to be doing impersonations or mimicry of the people that were involved. Certainly Justin Timberlake is nothing physically like Sean Parker, but in the script I needed an actor who could be, for Jesse, what Mark's character could look across a room and say, that guy has the answers. That's what I'm aspiring to. So, whether or not they discussed Victoria's Secret models at Ruby Sky, that's Aaron Sorkin's, vision of how that relationship bonded and over what it bonded, but we do know that those guys are still partners, and we do know that Eduardo has disappeared with whatever his settlement was, and we know the specifics of the Winklevoss, and we know the specifics of the case that was brought. So that's, in terms of the hard facts, what we dramatized. And then in terms of the character interaction, it's very difficult in this day and age to get any of the people, even the twins, to agree on what happened when.